Okay, we all think we know elephants, right? Big, gray, majestic. But what if I told you they're one of the most brilliantly bizarre creatures on the entire planet? Well, today we're going to peel back that familiar image and get into the truly strange facts that make elephants so incredible.
And we're starting with a number that is it's just mind-boggling. 2 years! What on earth could possibly take 2 years?
Yep, that is the pregnancy for a single baby elephant. Just to put that in perspective, while a human baby takes about 9 months, an elephant calf is in there developing for almost 24. So, when that baby finally arrives, you better believe the entire herd is ready to celebrate.
Now, once that little giant is out in the world, it has to deal with some serious heat. And that's where we find our first layer of weirdness. It's all about their skin, which is so much more complex than just a wrinkly surface.
See, an elephant's skin isn't just wrinkly for show. It's this incredible network of cracks on top of more cracks. And there's the really weird part. Unlike our skin, which is constantly shedding dead layers, an elephant's skin just keeps building up. And there's a reason for this. It's actually a genius cooling hack. When you compare it to our own skin, it's fascinating. We sweat, right? We release water to cool down. An elephant's skin does the exact opposite. Those deep cracks are designed to hold on to water and mud, basically turning the elephant into a giant walking sponge to survive that intense heat.
And that's not their only trick. Their body hair, which seems like it would make them hotter, actually helps wick heat away from the body. And then, of course, you've got those famous ears. They're basically giant personal radiators, just full of blood vessels that cool down every time they flap them.
You know, this constant battle with heat even leads to some pretty quirky evolutionary theories. For instance, their testicles are internal, sitting in the hottest part of their body. So one hypothesis suggests that to deal with this, they evolved extra cancer-protective proteins to constantly repair any heat-damaged cells. It is also, you have to admit, a fantastic band name. All right, next up, let's talk about arguably the most iconic part of an elephant, the trunk. This thing is not just a long nose, it's a masterpiece of biological engineering, formed by fusing the upper lip and the nose together. Just think about this for a second. No bones, no cartilage. The trunk is pure muscle. We're talking tens of thousands of them running in every direction. It works a lot like our tongue, which allows for this unbelievable combination of just brute force and incredibly delicate control. And when we say brute force, we mean it. A trunk can lift up to 700 pounds. That's like the weight of 3 adult men.
But the trunk's real genius is in its duality. Yeah, it can lift 700 pounds, but it can also do things that require incredible finesse. It can peel a banana, it can pick up a single fragile tortilla chip without cracking it, and it can use tiny sensory hairs to balance objects perfectly. It's both a crane and a pair of tweezers all in one.
And hey, here's a common myth, busted. An elephant's trunk is not a straw. They don't drink through it because it's still their nose, and nobody wants water up their sinuses, right? Instead, they suck water into the trunk, hold it there, and then just squirt it right into their mouth.
All that water is definitely needed to help wash down an incredibly tough diet of sticks, bark, and all sorts of other woody things. Eating that kind of stuff requires some serious dental hardware, which brings us to their very peculiar palate.
The comparison here is just staggering. While our molars are about the size of a corn kernel, an elephant's is as big as a brick. But the wildest part is how they're replaced. Instead of coming up from below like ours, their teeth work like a conveyor belt, pushing forward from the back of the jaw. They only get 6 sets in a lifetime. And when that last one wears out, well, that's it.
But here's the twist. After all that work, chewing with brick-sized teeth, their digestive system is shockingly inefficient. They only get about 20% of the nutrients from their food. The other 80% becomes a perfectly pre-digested meal for countless other animals, making elephants a totally critical part of their ecosystem.
So, we've covered the body, but what about the mind? This brings us to our final section, and it's where things get really deep. Their intelligence goes so far beyond what most people realize, involving complex emotions, problem-solving, and even a secret way of communicating. This is one of the most amazing things about them. They can literally talk over miles by sending these low-frequency rumbles through the ground. The vibrations travel as seismic waves and get picked up by super-sensitive nerve endings in the feet of other elephants, who can even tell which direction the call came from. It's incredible. This is a huge deal.
The mirror test is a classic measure of self-awareness, and only a few species can pass it. When scientists put a mark on an elephant's face, the elephant looked in the mirror and touched the mark on its own face, not on the reflection. It knew it was looking at itself.
And the evidence just keeps piling up. They use tools, like moving a box to stand on, to reach something. They cooperate to solve puzzles that need two of them pulling ropes at the exact same time. They even understand they have to get off a mat before they can pick that mat up. There was even one documented case of an elephant mimicking Korean words. No joke.
But maybe nothing shows their depth of feeling more than this story. A mother elephant, after smelling the dung from a daughter she hadn't seen in 12 years, became incredibly excited, flapping her ears, going back to investigate the scent over and over. She remembered that bond, that specific individual, after more than a decade apart.
So, we've seen their strange skin, their miraculous trunks, their incredible minds. They are so much more than just big, gray animals. Which leaves us with a final, really fascinating question. If they can do all of this, what other secrets are they holding? What depths of consciousness are we only just beginning to understand?